Hey guys, it's me again. One other thing I wanted to go through real quick was just to give you guys a rough idea of what you got to do to be able to work inside of this this environment, this PHP MySQL environment inside of Windows. So we're going to take it fairly simple for this section anyway. Just to show you guys making a couple of folders and what's probably your best practice, best habits for you to get into. Note this will change a little bit as you start to use external servers, but for right now this should be fine. So again, you need to make sure that your Wampserver is running, and it is, and it's running here. So I'm going to click on my Wampserver, and I'm going to go to my local host to start, and that will load up my local host file. The other thing I'm going to do is I want to actually go to my web directory. Now, as you can see here right now, I removed that test file I had in the last video, but I'm going to create a folder in here. And I'm going to create the folder just like this. So I'm just going to go new folder and unit 1, or let's call it let's call it PHP course. So I want to call it the PHP course. Inside of the PHP course, I'm going to make another folder. I'm going to make this folder called unit 1. Alright, and I'm going to go in here. I want to keep track of where this is. So in my particular case, it's in C, WAMP, www, PHP course unit 1. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up either Microsoft Web Expressions or SharePoint or whatever editor you happen to be using. I think most of you guys have Dreamweaver, so if you have Dreamweaver, use Dreamweaver for this. Don't happen to have Dreamweaver on this computer, but I do have Microsoft Expressions. It'll do the same thing for me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new file, and in this particular case, I'm going to make it a PHP file. So you can see I got this new PHP file, and it looks exactly like a regular old HTML file. The only difference is that it has an extension that's .php. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to want to save that file, and it's going to give me an option of where to save it. By default, it's going to try to save it in the My Documents section. That's not where I want to save it. I want to save it in the spot here. So I'm going to save it in CWAMP, www, PHP course unit 1. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to go WAMP. I'm going to go www, PHP course, unit 1, and I'm going to give this a name. Can't spell. And I'm going to apologize right now for make sure that we're picking PHP, because we don't want it to be a HTML file. We want it to be a PHP file. And we're going to say OK. So now, when I come over here, you will see that Hello World is there. You'll see the PHP kind of logo over it because Windows is associated that as being a PHP file. So that's good. The one thing you'll notice is that there's really nothing in here. So I'm going to make this, before I do anything, I'm going to load it up. So I'm going to come to my, let's see what this has done for us. Shouldn't skip steps. Now, first thing you'll see is that the PHP course folder is there. Oh, and then inside that there's a unit 1 folder, and inside that there's a hello world.php. When I click on that, I'm going to get a blank, because if you look at my file here, well, here's my display. It's blank, but if you look up here, it's just a blank shell of a thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this be question mark, PHP echo, hello world. No, I want to close things up. Now, that's what it looks like here. So if I come to my folder and I open it in my browser, I'm going to go to my source, view my source, and you can see that the PHP echo hello world is actually listed there, but nothing is listing in my source. The reason it doesn't appear here, by the way, is that where I have it embedded between these tags, it's not treated like anything by the HTML side of things. So if I now want to run this, that's the file version. If I want to run it, I run it here. And it says hello world. Now when I go to look at this in my source, you'll notice it only says hello world. It doesn't say anything else. And the reason it does that is because the PHP part here gets processed by the server, and after it's processed by the server, it's just the output that gets displayed. So if I wanted to add an extra little bit of information to this, I can do it like so. This is a built-in function in PHP called PHP info. And I'm just going to call that here. Can't remember if I'm supposed to echo that out or not. We'll find out in a second if I did it right or if I didn't. So when I come here and I reload this time, yeah, I didn't think it mattered. You'll see that here's all the information on my computer, all different modules that have been installed, and ton of information there. So if I was working on this in my office at school instead of at home, the biggest thing that you'd notice that would be different is that I wouldn't be using Windows 7 Home Premium. I'd be using Windows 7 Ultimate, whatever the business one is. Service Pack would probably be the same, I think. I got all the service packs on this one. And I'd be using an Intel processor instead of an AMD processor. As you kind of swing down through the various other bits and bobs here, you can find out a lot of interesting stuff about your computer if you're interested in that stuff. Anyhow, I'm going to stop there now. And if I go to view the source of this, you will see that it's a big old page of HTML. All of that got created by us just typing in that one line and having it run. So there you have it. One of the quicker ways to actually work through using the PHP system. Again, once you're in this folder, so this is your web server folder, you can make a subfolder in that. When you make your subfolder in that, it'll appear as a subfolder or a project inside of your web environment. Then you can just drill into it, and whatever other subfolders you have, you can drill into those, and then any PHP file that you've created, all you have to do is click on it to get it to run. That's probably the easiest way for you guys to work on this starting off. And when you go to edit the files, once you have your file created, the easiest way to edit it, I find, is you find the file that you're looking for, just right click on it here, and just edit it with whatever your editing software happens to be. Alright, so don't forget, utilize that menu a lot. It kind of saves you a lot of pain and suffering. And as we move along, we'll actually get into what a lot of these settings and extensions do and how we play around with them. But we want to get just kind of moving forward first. So on that note, I'm going to stop, and I'll chat with you guys again later. I hope it's helped you out a bit. Talk to y'all later. Bye for now.